Here we go, everybody. Server merges are coming. What GameAgo is calling server evolution was just announced today. That's going to take place on March 4th with a land grab followed shortly thereafter on March 13th. Let's break down what this means. We'll get into some of the FAQ and see how this is going to affect everybody that's still playing Unchained. Stay tuned. So what does this mean? We're going to be going down from 7 servers to 2 servers in North America. You're going to have Jurgen, Stena, and Kalen merging to form Akmet. Then you're going to have Denny, Runert, Tyrannos, and Win joining to form Marmus. This is really interesting because we know Tyrannos is the highest pop server, active server right now. The stated goal, and I'll have these links down below as well if you want to get into the fact yourself, is to have roughly equal population. So this is kind of interesting to see really where all the players are across the active servers. I knew Stena and Jurgen were pretty active, so this kind of really confirms that. So what does this then mean? So obviously, the biggest impact here is, other than have a much healthier server, there's going to be a land rush, and we'll get into that here shortly. So talking about a timeline here. The event's going to take place on the 4th. On the 2nd, they're going to lock all the auction houses, so it'll clear out everything in there. And then there'll be the actual doing the evolution or the patch or maintenance on the 4th and bringing everything up on the 5th. On the 13th will be the actual land rush. And I'm assuming we're going to see some more details on that. They're going to be implementing the land rules, like you can only have one unbuilt property, etc. I don't see that as that big of a restriction because everybody's going to have built properties and they're going to be full kit. So you could slam down a whole bunch of houses. So let's talk through the published FAQ from GameAgo a little bit and kind of unpack some of the big call outs in here, because I'm sure a lot of people have lots of questions and they're going to continue in. So one of the big call outs here is it's going to be a shared auction house. I love that idea. It should help with the economies and make sure there's plenty of materials, both finished and unfinished, available there. Because if you've been on a server right now that's low population, the economies have almost ground to a halt since everything's player driven. So that's exciting. What I don't know is it going to be shared between EU and NA, but we'll see in the future. The other one to take apart here is, what does it really mean from a when people say land rush or server merger, right? And so those of us that have played in Legacy, we've been through multiple mergers, so now we kind of know what happens. So how GameAgo handles this is everything that's built right now will be full kit. What does full kit mean? It means when you want to rebuild it, you don't have to put any materials in that. When you place it down, it'll become fully built. So you'll plop down a beanstalk, boom, beanstalk. So from that perspective, it's awesome. You're also going to get 250 tax credits per piece of property built. So when you actually go to put it down, you'll have the tax certs available. The bigger thing is what you had in inside of your house. Everything's going to get returned to you in mail, and it'll last a year in your mail, so you have some time to get it unpacked. They're also going to disregard some of the rules that them things didn't make it if you demoed a house, like beds and stuff got destroyed. So here everything will be in your email, so chests, etc. The concern I have here is, if we look at Tyrannos as an example, or now what's going to become Marmus, is Tyrannos already has a land problem. You're going to be moving 3 servers worth of population. Now, don't get me wrong, they're not full, but you're still going to have 3 servers worth of population. People want to put down houses because they want to make their money-making ventures go. Even though with farmhands, it's better. You don't have as many farms down, but people still need to get their houses down, among other things. So I think you're gonna have a real problem from a land perspective, but we'll see as we get closer to the 13th if they're gonna look to implement any protocols around that. Otherwise, it's gonna just be a hot mess. So we'll see. So other things, families, and all those will transfer over, so you don't have to worry about that. Guilds are gonna be disbanded except the guild leader. They'll keep the guild name. They'll be able to re-invite everybody. They'll also be given items that will level the guild back up. So it's not like you're having to re-level a level 5 guild from scratch, which would be an absolute nightmare. Some other tidbits to go through is your friends list will remain intact, so that's fantastic. Pirates will stay pirate. They're not going to unwind you back to your original faction. if you have a contested name for two people with the same name, basically whoever has the oldest account wins, assuming they're active. So that's something to be aware of. Any mail you currently have in your mailbox, if you're using it as a long-term storage, make sure you get everything out of there, because they're making no claim that anything that's currently in your mailbox before the evolution will still be there. So, make sure you have your Aranor gear, etc., out of your mailbox, so you don't end up, with some real hurt feelings, guys. And I guess finally, anything really server specific is going to get reset. So things like arena rankings, your custom teleport points, which if you think about it, could be really exploited to get ahead when it comes to land grabs, etc. Those are all going to be reset. So there's still a lot of unknowns, and I'm fully expecting the official Discord, etc., is going to be updating. But this is where we are right now. So from active players like me, this is really exciting. I will say it's, I feel kind of bad for the people that paid to transfer off my server, as an example, Denny, to say Tyrannos over the last month, and now we're getting merged together, and they went through the effort of pulling up land, spending the money, and here we are. But they wanted the opportunity, so there it is. But we're all going to be back together, which is kind of interesting. So everybody stay tuned. I'll update as I learn more, but I wanted to get this out here because this is cool. So look forward to seeing everybody, including much more people online. So stay tuned. Please like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next one. Thanks, guys.